What's going on, YouTube? It is Trev. Okay, I want to talk to you about something that just came up a few hours back, about maybe 7 hours ago, for a vote on Terra Station. Let me take you to it. Actually, this is Agora. This is the proposal. Proposal is deprecate seniorage reward policy and increase gas fees by 5x. And I'll read through it for you. Now, this came again up for vote about 7 hours ago, and I know that a lot of times you guys do not go, unfortunately, to Agora and read these things. And then next thing you know, you got something on Terra Station that you're voting for. I'm not real positive that you always know what it is you're voting for. I'll be honest, right? Because if you're not reading up on it and just listening to what I say, or maybe what another YouTuber says, or what you heard in a Twitter space or whatever, that's not really what we call doing your due diligence, right? So I just want to make you aware of these things. This is, by me bringing this up, this is by no means an endorsement of this proposal. I am not suggesting that you vote yes, no, abstain. I'm not suggesting anything. I just want to let you know that it's there, and I want to let you know where you can find it and where you can read up on it, and then make your decisions as to how you want to vote on it. But, all right, so anyway, here's what this is about, and I'll read through it because it's not very long. This proposal aims to deprecate the seniorage reward policy, effectively stopping lunk reminting from burns. So if you're not familiar, the seniorage reward policy says that the percentage of burns that go to actually burning, 10% of that is reminted and put into the community pool, right? Basically, people are taking it upon themselves to burn a certain amount, and then they're not really getting all of that burn. Some of it is being remade or reminted, and a lot of the community has a problem with that, because essentially we're not getting rid of as much of the supply as we could be. We are getting rid of it, and then we're making more. So that's what this really here speaks to. Note, this proposal has been built upon, and there are several other proposals, or ideas, I guess, that they take into account, Defunct has taken into account when putting together this particular proposal. Motivation. The on-chain burn rate has drastically dropped in the last 4 weeks and looks to further reduce, with Binance cutting down on burns. A total of 1 billion LUNC were burned in the last 4 weeks. It's not a lot. Considering the current seniorage reward policy of 10%, a total of 100 million were reminted in the community pool in the last 4 weeks. So again, 1 billion of them to be burned in 4 weeks. 10% of that equals 100 million were just reminted again. Okay, so we had essentially 900 million burned. 100 million go into the community pool. That's the current seniorage reward policy, right? On the other hand, 2 billion LUNC was accrued in transaction fees in the last 4 weeks, right? The burn tax. Considering the current community tax of 50%, a total of 1 billion LUNC were sent to the community pool in the last 4 weeks, right? So, all right. As illustrated above, the seniorage reward policy has become a pretty defunct source of funding for the community pool and is causing more harm than benefit to the community. As a result, the seniorage reward policy should be deprecated immediately, and the community pool should continue to be completely funded by the existing community tax that was passed in Proposal 4080. So this is why Defunct has put together this proposal. This is his idea on how we should proceed. Further capitalization of the community pool. In order to further capitalize the community pool to meet the funding requirements of devs, I further propose to increase the current gas fees by 5x. Now, if you watched the interview that I did a couple days ago with Zaradar, if you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it and watch the whole entire thing, because it is jam-packed with information and it's all part of staying informed, being in this community, right? But if you watched it, you saw the part, or if you didn't watch it, I'll tell you, I asked Zaradar about the $150,000 that we just funded them with for the next 3 months through March. And I was attempting to make an example, an analogy, and I wanted to use round numbers, so I said, well, if we're looking at $150,000 for every 3 months, then in a year, we're at $600,000. And Zaradar was like, no, whoa, let me stop you right there. And he made it perfectly clear that the $150,000 that we just funded them with for 3 months, that was bargain basement pricing, right? That's not at all what they believe that the work that they're doing is actually worth. They gave us an extreme discount for this 3 months. They are going to show their proof of work. They're going to accomplish what it is that they set out to accomplish, and hopefully even surpass that, so that when it comes up for proposal again for the next round of funding, we see that they are making moves and they're showing their worth, okay? But you can rest assured that this next round of funding is going to be a lot closer to what they actually feel the work is worth and what they feel that they are worth as developers. Now, you can do your own research and see what developers, L1 developers, actually make out there in the field. And then, when it happens, then it'll be up to the community to decide whether or not we want to fund that. But that is going to come from the community pool. And right now, we don't have a lot going into the community pool to be able to sustain maybe that kind of funding in the long term. So this idea is an idea on how to maybe try to increase that, okay? And whether you feel it will actually work and increase what goes into the community pool adequately to be able to afford these developers or not, again, is up to you. But this is what's being proposed, okay? So the gas fees, or a note on gas fees. The gas fees on a message send transaction on Terra Classic is 0.894277 lunk, which translates to 0.000, I'm going to round it to 1.4 at current market value of LUNC. On the other hand, the gas fees for a message send transaction on Terra 2.0, in other words on Luna, is 0.001943 Luna, which translates to 0.0025 at current market value of Luna. At current market value, gas fees on Terra Classic Lunk is 18.42x cheaper than Terra 2.0 or Luna. Even after increasing the gas fees by 5x, Terra Classic gas fees will still remain 3.68x cheaper than Terra 2.0. Why this proposal works. No mints, so we get rid of minting. Therefore, more burns. More rewards for stakers and validators. More funding for devs from the community pool. This would be implemented in 2 separate proposals to be voted on independently, and that's exactly how they've actually proposed it. There's a text proposal, and then there's the actual parameter change proposal, right? They both came out at the same time. Let me go to that. So if we go to Terra Station, and we make sure we're on Terra Classic, you go to Governance and Show All under Voting, right? You can see them both. And this is just me. I thought that, so there's 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. I thought that 1 of 2 would be the text proposal and 2 of 2 would actually be the parameter change, but they did it backwards. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, 2 of 2, increase the gas fees by 5x. Here's the text proposal for it. There are a couple issues here with Reference to website outside of Terra ecosystem are not displayed in the proposal description. But you can click on the links here and it'll take you to the text proposal, right? Okay, so that's the text proposal. Let's go back, and here's the actual parameter change proposal. So this is part 1 of 2 of the deprecate senior ridge reward policy and increase gas fees by 5x proposal on Agora. By voting yes to this proposal, you agree to set the senior ridge reward policy to 0, effectively stopping lunk reminting from burns. The proposal to capitalize the community pool to fund devs is detailed in part 2, or on Agora, whatever, right? Increase gas fees by 5x. Detailed discussion can be found here, and there's the link to the Agora that we already looked at. So currently, it's been up for 7 hours. Out the box, it's doing well. 98.73% yes, 0.9% no, 0.22% no with veto, 0.15% abstain. If you're not aware of this, no with veto should be reserved strictly for scam proposals, right? We should never be voting no with veto on any legitimate proposals. If, I guess people think that they're making a statement by voting that way. But it's the improper way to do it. If you want to vote no, just vote no, right? Because, sending a message that you think that this is a scam or this is BS or whatever, get over yourself. If it's no, just vote no. Save that for scam proposals. All right. So 4 validators have voted already, which I find a little premature. Again, this has been out for 7 hours. I like to see the validators kind of take their time on their votes, because you really got to get a feel for what the people who are delegated to you, which way they want you to move. And that's not saying that validators have to vote that way, but it's just a good idea to at least have an idea. Take in some of the debate that's being had on it. I just feel like if they take their time, then they're really weighing it out before they just go ahead and vote for maybe their favorite guy who put up a proposal or whatever, right? So anyway, but that's where we are right now. 98.73% on the actual parameter change proposal. It's got 7 days to go. Again, I want you to do your due diligence. I want you to go to Agora. I want you to read up on it. I want you to ask questions. If you jump up in the let me go back to it for a second. If you scroll all the way down, there's a bunch of questions and comments and stuff. And sometimes reading through these things can really give you a better idea of what the proposal is. If you don't actually understand it necessarily 100%, reading through some of this stuff can really help you to understand exactly what's going on. And it helps you to weigh the pros and the cons. Again, just like Ed posts something here, right? Just because Ed posted something and has maybe an opinion on it doesn't mean go with Ed. Vote your conscience, right? If you don't agree and you don't think it's a good idea, vote that way. That's what this system of validators and delegators in governance is, okay? So go here, read up on it, take your time, make your choice, but take part in the system and vote. Absolutely vote on these things, because those who don't vote, it's just like any voting system, right? Sometimes the people who are complaining the loudest didn't even vote, right? Well, if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain about anything in my eyes, but that's just how I feel about it. Okay, so anyway, that's about it for right now. And anything else comes up, I'll chat with you. I'll jump on about it. And there are some Monday. There's a meeting coming up. This first sprint planning meeting for this L1 task force. I'm looking forward to that. And I'll be bringing you some information on that. But I'm sure I'll talk to you before then. All right. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Ciao.